Hey everyone! Today, we're going to put on our detective hats and solve one of the most common mysteries in the English language, picking the right pronoun. I know, it can be a little tricky, but by the end of this, you'll have all the clues you need to crack the pronoun case every single time. Okay, let's open our first case file. Take a good look at this sentence. Which pronoun just feels right to you here? Is it I or me? You know, a lot of people get stumped on this one. Go ahead, lock in your answer, and we'll see if you've got it right by the end. So, to solve this puzzle, we need to get our heads around a core grammar concept, the pronoun's case. Now, I know that sounds super technical, but it's really just about knowing which version of a pronoun to use in which situation. It's the key piece of evidence in our whole investigation. So what does that actually mean? Well, the most important thing to get is that a pronoun literally changes its form depending on the job it's doing in the sentence. Is it the one doing the action, or is it the one having the action done to it? Case is just the fancy word for that change. Think of this as your official detective's toolkit. We've got two main cases to worry about. First, the nominative case. That's for our subjects, the doers of the action. You know, like I, he, or she. Then we have the objective case. That's for objects, the receivers of the action, like me, him, or her. This little table right here, it's the key to everything. Let's get to our first big clue for cracking these pronoun mysteries. I like to call this one the accomplice. This is for those really tricky sentences where a pronoun is hanging out with a noun, kind of like a partner in crime, you know?
And the rule is actually pretty simple. The pronoun has to match its accomplice. So, if the noun it's renaming is the subject of the sentence, you just reach into your toolkit and grab a pronoun from the nominative pile. If that noun is an object, you guessed it, you go straight to the objective pile. That's it.
So here's how you actually use this technique. Step 1, find the pronoun and its partner noun. Step 2, figure out what that partner noun is doing. Is it the subject or is it an object? And then step 3, pick the pronoun from your toolkit that matches that job. Easy. Let's see this thing in action. In this sentence, who attended the meeting? The representatives, right? That's our subject. Since representatives is the subject, we just look at our toolkit, grab a subject pronoun from that nominative case, and pull out he. Case closed. Let's try another one. Who did the audience applaud? The stars. See, in this situation, stars is the direct object. It's on the receiving end of the applause. Since the pronoun's accomplice is an object, we need an object pronoun. A quick peek at our toolkit confirms her is the right choice. See? All right, you're getting the hang of this? Let's move on to our second clue. This one is all about pronouns that are wearing a disguise. This happens when a pronoun is immediately followed by a noun, and it can totally trick our ears into picking the wrong one. But there is a super simple trick to see right through it. The rule is to mentally remove the disguise. That's the noun that comes right after the pronoun. The second you get rid of it, the correct choice just becomes crystal clear. Here's the technique step by step. First, spot the pronoun and its disguise. Second, just for a moment, pretend the disguise isn't there and read the sentence without it. When you do that, your ear will naturally tell you which pronoun is the right one. It's like a magic trick.
Let's give it a try. We actors have fun. Okay, that can sound a little confusing, so let's use our technique. What's the disguise here? It's the word actors.
And boom. If we take out actors, we're left with we have fun. I mean, nobody would ever say us have fun, right? The disguise is gone and the correct subject pronoun, we, is suddenly totally obvious. Okay, let's try one more. This time, the pronoun is part of a prepositional phrase. Sit with, we/us, drama club members. The disguise here is drama club members. And when we just whisk that disguise away, we're left with sit with us. The pronoun is the object of the preposition with, so we need the objective case. It's obviously us. See how simple that becomes? All right, let's move on to our third and final clue. I call this one the missing words. This is for those really sneaky comparisons that use the words than or as. The secret here is that these sentences are often incomplete. They leave out words that are just implied. So to find the right pronoun, all you have to do is mentally fill in those missing words.
Now, this is really fascinating because this slide shows how your pronoun choice can completely change what a sentence means. Look at the first one. Hakeem did more work than she really means than she did. She is the subject. But look at the second one. The movie bothered him as much as me actually means as much as it bothered me. In that case, me is an object. Filling in those missing words is the only way to know for sure what you're trying to say.
And just like that, you've done it. By learning how to spot these 3 clues, you've officially become a grammar detective. You now have all the skills you need to solve these tricky pronoun cases with total confidence.
So let's do a super quick recap of your new detective techniques. First, for the accomplice, you match the pronouns case to its partner noun. For the disguise, you just get rid of the noun that follows the pronoun. And for the missing words, you fill in the rest of the comparison to figure out the pronoun's real job.
So, let's go all the way back to where we started. Who should you call? Sandra or me? And why is that? Because Sandra and me are both objects of the verb call. They're receiving the action of the call. We need the objective case, so me is our guy. I bet you got it right.
So with this mystery officially solved, there's only one question left. What are you going to write next? Thanks so much for cracking the case with me today.